You don't want to rub my belly. Pump another rinse. Why do you can't stand me? I guess I'm too demanding. Private lending. I guess I keep my candy. Better call me Randy. Diamonds and Marshmallow. APK and when it comes to double money, not a problem.
Glock 32, I shoot like both the Kobe's.
Or villain, I'm not judging.
8 and 24. Crazy.
Popping when I'm lonely. In the club, throwing 20s on her back like she can know. What? Vince Staples really said.
Quarter million on her head. She mop it down the best. I can't feel my leg. And I sniped off your hoe for a crumb of bread. My new bitch, she the truth on me, a couple million. I'm off of beam.
Get ready.
Great. Eddie, I guess we're doing
Oh, fuck that.
Not as long as you keep that big nasty tongue of yours far away.
Starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Franklin and Val are gonna be so sad they missed this.
She wanna run this way.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
I've got your back. Behind you.
I guess I'll keep my candy. Still don't like it. Still don't like it.
Thanks for the boost.
What's out there? Headed our way.
No aim. That shit is so bad. I hate that ability. Is this active before I... Nope.
Control seized. You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Shout out Hit Scan. I'm back again. I learned you can animation cancel with your melee. Animation cancel what exactly?
Can't catch me.
Because if you're talking about primary fires, I wouldn't assume you should waste your time doing that.
Anyone willing to help? Clearly you need to make a good team.
The area's almost yours.
If you click faster with the melee, it's better than holding it down.
Us against the world.
It might be negligible. Circle crosshair with hit scan is insane. Brother, it's a test server. It's not that deep. It's the one that's default that comes with the character. I don't care that much. What? Wait, are you talking about? Are you talking about primary melee cancel? That is so much slower than just holding.
Every time I put on the mask, Penny, we have a responsibility. Someone has to stand up to all the bullies out there.
The battle starts.
There, what? Yeah, you got to tell me more.
2, 1.
If you're talking about canceling abilities with melee, sure, but like, you can technically also cancel those abilities and not cast them at all. Like if you, it's weird. Tell me more. I want to test it because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Here comes trouble.
Oh my god, aim non-existent.
Mission area is yours to capture now.
Hold down the melee button and compare it with spamming the melee button. That's what I'm saying. Holding versus like clicking and then meleeing. Holding is still faster. I don't know how much my microphone is picking up me clicking versus like. I gotta reload. Hold on. Holding is way better.
Shields up. You are nothing.
I've got you covered.
Don't mix the primary fire with the melee? Yeah, then what am I animation canceling?
We're being targeted by a sniper.
Maybe I'm not understanding what's supposed to be canceled.
Plasma. More than half of the mission area. Keep going.
How good would you say Gene is? 6.5 out of 10. 6, my bad. 6 out of 10.
Some help will help.
Yeah, what am I melee canceling if it's not the primary fire?
Better watch your back. Sniper catch me and eliminated.
Another epic victory. Win.
Is that Ultron?
The right heroes could make all the difference.
I am the Phoenix. Behold my cosmic might.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Is she easy to play? Yes, she's hit scan. Well, the game difficulty says 3 stars, but I would definitely say, I'd say 2 maximum.
The battle starts in
I don't think the star limit
3.
on what the game says each of the characters naturally are is accurate. Because like Black Panther, I think it's like 4 stars, but I would definitely say he's 5. Woo.
I've come back from way worse.
She's very easy to play. There's no complicated strategies for her kit. You don't have to aim difficult because it's hit scan. Like the abilities work the way the abilities work. There's no surprises. Why these niggas think they safe cause they locked in? It is a direct output of what your aim is. Who's the hardest character in the game currently? It's a tie between like Black Panther and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's slightly easier because he can actually pull directly to enemies. Other than that, like Black Panther, because Black Panther is Black Panther. Like that's kind of self-explanatory, as much as I hate to say. If you're more than 30 meters away, she does 40% less damage. What's the damage fall off for Hela?
Reborn again. Good times.
There is none? Well then, Hela is better. Just gonna be honest. I didn't know that. How did that kill? I never understand how this ultimate works.
Judge, jury, executioner! Maximum extermination! More bad guys, just what we need.
Super dead. Let's just make the disclaimer about my aim and lack thereof.
You poor, sweet creature. Turning up the heat.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to start.
Did you have the rocket buff? Probably. That's probably why it killed, actually. How do you feel about the Emma Frost Phoenix skin? Fire. Shout out Snow Bunny Mind Control. I think this season's Battle Pass skins are top tier. Black Panther's getting 4 spears, by the way. Yeah, keep lying to yourself. What's up, some dude? If the enemy hits Phoenix instead of you, does it damage you? I have no idea, actually. I have yet to find a good way to test that.
Don't give them another inch. Or else. Undefeatable!
About 24 goddamn ultimates active right now.
Executioner!
Can't catch me.
Doesn't he have 3 spears now? Let's check. We can check that because this is season 3 build.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
What's good, my boy? How you doing, sir? If he has less than 3 spears, I'm banning everyone that told me he had 3.
Wakanda
All right, he's got 2. Who's sacrificing themselves?
prepare yourselves.
I need 1. Give me your name, address, and social security number. And you're dead to me. Right now. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Nobody's on the server. Why am I doing that? Let me find him. Find? What do you mean? Do it right now. I have no patience. Get rid of him right now. The fuck? Can you show the battle pass? Yeah, I got you. After this game. If you asked me sooner, I would have had you. So sorry. When's the season drop? Next Thursday. Every update, I believe, in this game is like Thursday afternoon. The guy's name is Sekai. All right, let me scroll up. Hold on. If I don't find somebody named Sekai, you're next. Because you lied. So now your head is on the chopping block. Have you ever heard of the guillotine? You know, that medieval... This is a medieval type organization. You know, you guys are peasants. I am the king.
One's an X-Man.
Search him up on TikTok. If I have to search him up, that's a whole lot of work on me. Then I would rather just ban you. If I got to do a search, I'm just gonna ban you. What? Make it easy for me. You're not giving a good case for yourself. What? I'm gonna get you the fuck out of here. Search? Hell no. What kind of king has to search through his peasants? The fuck?
Starts in 5, 4, 3,
Sorry, my ego is too big. I'm just gonna say that right now. My ego is unreasonable. Eye roll? Get that man out of here. Get that man out of here. He doesn't understand the responsibility of kings. We was kings! We was kings! Guess you ain't finding him? You know what? Guess I ain't. Which means you're dead now. Say your final goodbyes to the chat.
like the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours.
Tell everyone how much you love them and how much your favorite character is a garbage character now. because that's how the Marvel Rivals experience is now. He actually has 6 spears and 3 dashes. Yeah, get that man out of here. He's a liar. What's poppin', tanks? Wait, who was it that told me about this melee cancel? Let me get you out of here first. She moved out of state. The shit that went left. She's seeking forgiveness. Oh my god, this fucking 1v1 that I never win. Fuck this guy, bro. I think the ult does 220. I think it's 225. Does she have any animation cancels that you know of? No, not at all.
Reborn again. Good times.
I think as a game developer, building a character with intentional animation cancels is like, it's kind of difficult. So I don't expect that to be like a running standard going from this point onward. Like Magic was a good example, but I don't think a lot of characters will probably be able to do that. This game sucks. Is anyone else excited for this season? Like, how do you guys feel about this season upcoming, right? Like, between, you know, the changes to the meta, new character, season 3.5. Haven't touched the game in about a week. Me either, brother. I am... Gross. Ooh, testing. Let me see how much of that HP he gets back. All of it, basically. Okay. Noted. Skins are fantastic and the Phoenix looks amazing. Fantastic? You mean like... Sorry. Why don't we have Doctor Doom yet? Let's have that conversation. Because he's the villain of this game. That's exactly why he should be playable. Come on, Unk! Who the fuck is Unk? Right now, tell me who. There's only one right answer and there's a wrong answer.
I'm still the same old G.
You, of course, get that man the fuck out of here. Right now, mods. As though I had any fucking mods. But think about it. Overwatch character-wise, the villains are in the game and playable, right? Like, Moira is playable. Mauga is playable. Doomfist is playable. The giant guy with the thing is playable. Reaper is playable, you know? Is Venom considered a villain or an anti-hero? What are we thinking? I don't know how it fits into the lore of this game so far. Have we only released heroes or are there villains right now inside Marvel Rivals? Buff Squirrel and give her... Get the fuck. Anti-hero for sure? I thought so. So then who are the villains in Marvel Rivals right now? Are there any? Hela and Ultra. Is Hela technically a villain? Ultron is not a villain. He has his own self-interested ideology, but that doesn't make him a villain. Like, if I want to make $100,000 and I say, fuck how much money you make, does that make me a villain? Not necessarily, you know? I just want to make money and fuck what money you make, you know? Let's just fix our aim eventually. He was the main villain? What do you mean main villain? They haven't really developed a strong chronological, like, villain ideology with their battle passes, or else Doctor Doom would be a character. Boom. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. There's a comic series for the game? Yeah, I know that, but like I'm not pretending I understand what it is. Ragnarok actually tried to reclaim the Asgard throne and try to kill her brothers. Yes. But is that a major part of the storyline, or did you come up with that from previous comics and not this universe? Because I understand the whole Ragnarok storyline, but does that mean this universe of Marvel Rivals follows that storyline, or are you pulling that from a different storyline and then pulling that into this? Those are two different things. The Marvel Rivals universe is different than the MCU, is different from the comic universe, is different from XYZ, you know? You can't hold your biases for how you feel about the MCU versus this, because they're completely different things. Girl, shut the fuck up. This universe is the Earth 2099 comics. Is that accurate? What's up, Alex? How you doing? I'm not going to pretend I know what the 2099 storylines are versus any of the other universes. That's the... People aren't going to like what I'm about to say. That's the problem with Marvel. The multiverse theory absolutely fucked the potential for the average viewer to keep up with what the hell is going on.
Heroes could make all the difference.
They need to nerf Cloak and Dagger's ult charge. Agreed. By the absolute complication of like 3 different Marvel Ultimate Universes, there's Earth 2099, there's Earth 365, there's Earth 1. Like, all of those together have completely different running storylines. But like the average person who hops into anything relating to one like stream of media, whether it's TV shows, comics, manga, manhwa, like Love Island, fuck it, like it's so hard to keep up.
Stay strong.
Earth 616 is the canon universe, right? But then how is Earth 2099 non-canon? Right? It's its own storyline, so anything that happens in 2099 is canon for 2099. Why are we only keeping up with 616 as the major storyline? Like, and that's not a bad thing, you know? Like, there are so many different things that you can keep up with, but it's hard as an individual hopping into what the fuck is going on to know which universe we're in. It's the most important one. Why? Why is it more important than the other ones? Is it the one that we're putting on TV, or is it the one that just happens to be like the one in movies and shit? Like, it's important for this thing, but if I'm the guy who doesn't watch the movies and only watches the animated shows, like, why would that shit be important to me? Because what's poppin', pimp? New to this game, may I pick the character? It comes out on Thursday. It is Thursday afternoon, night. I don't know. I'm not part of the NetEase team. I'm so sorry. But I'm pretty sure it's like late Thursday. Oh shit. Oh my god, that man is gonna cook me. It's the original universe that all the movies and shows are based off of. Yeah, because just because it's the original doesn't mean it's the best storyline. I am so fucking cooked. Wow, never mind, I'm not. Is the MCU based off of 616? Like what parts of the Marvel universe? The MCU is Earth, that's too many nines. But that's the point I'm making, right? Most of the people who watch Marvel understand that they're paying attention to the MCU universe. So if you're telling me that 619 is the universe or 616 is the universe, why would I think that that's the original universe if the MCU is not following that? Like, the MCU is what's big right now, not the average, like, comic book following. Gemini, I appreciate you following the stream. Welcome to Invisible. I'm a casual Marvel fan, but this reminds me of Paladins. Yes, there's a Paladins too. Hold on, what? Let me go check out Paladins. Justin, appreciate you following the stream. Welcome to Invisible. Like, 616 is the original quote-unquote universe, but like, if we don't follow 616 as like the average viewer, why the hell would I think that's the best universe? You know? Never played Overwatch. I'm the knockoff universe type. Same. I played Overwatch for several years. I'm lying. Like, what movie does Wolverine and Deadpool, like, what universe does that go through? Right? Because there's fucking, what's his name? Human Torch, Chris Evans version in that bullshit. And there's also, like, Blade. And there's also fucking Carmen Electra. Like, there's so much shit in that. Like, let me start from the top. The multiverse theory absolutely fucked the importance of specific storylines and timelines being bigger and more important than others. Mostly the Fox universe, yes, but what number is that? The MCU is definitely in a weird state. 616 is the perfect timeline where everything branches from. Okay, while 616 is what everyone branches from, but like, how does that affect where we're at now? How am I today? I'm doing wonderful, Sun God. How are you, brother? Deadpool does have his own universe. That man is fucking weird. To understand the Deadpool, you have to watch the Loki series. Yes, I understand the whole TVA thing and all the relationship to that, but like, but that doesn't answer my question. Loki is from one universe who got thrown into the TVA, and then him being in the TVA relates to everything else, right? So where did Loki come from, and what does the TVA branch from in a relationship to all the other universes? That's a conversation that's important. Because, again, all of this stems from fucking Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and the multiverse and all that shit. Bad writing. Bad writing. Let me start there. Shut up. Boom! It didn't kill him. Never mind. I control all of it. All right, God. The fuck? No aim. No aim. That's me. No aim. How am I playing her? My dad works for the Marvel Rivals team. He got me early access. Shout out Netties. Let me just slide through. Multiverse either makes crazy collabs or ruins the canon timeline and universe alert. That's the point I'm getting at. The multiverse theory is bad. It leaves too much room for interpretation that doesn't answer the necessary questions on what the fuck was the reason we checked in with this universe in the first place. You know? The confusion with Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange is mostly on Sony, though. But that's the problem. How do we address it? Like, the movie has happened. Where are we now? What are we gonna do with the fact that the movie is made? like that's what I'm getting at. There are people who have been involved in multiple storylines, like, you know, Toby, Andrew Garfield were in like No Way Home, Far From Home. I don't fucking remember which the actual title was, but like how does that affect the future of the MCU now? Because we've built this multiverse theory. Everyone else has to like be in it and actually live actively in what the future storyline for Marvel is now. So like, it's happened. We're here. But what the fuck is the future? Like, that is why like Thunderbolts. That's why I liked what is the Captain America and I fucking forget the actual name of the movie. Like there are things that need to be answered, but we can't just like generically leave the multiverse theory alone without answering the fact that there are questions that need to be delivered with answers. Like, shout out Marvel, but like they're building so many fucking areas of like gray that need to be fucking talked about. Don't let Hollywood ruin the original career and the fans' image. I think Hollywood has the permission to get into all of these like Marvel things, or else Marvel is gonna remain its like niche, comfortable, like same storylines overall, and nobody's gonna hear about them unless you grab a comic book from your fucking local comic book store. Like, Hollywood has to get to it to give it the air and attention that it deserves. But once it gets that air and attention that it deserves, we also have to like give it the proper respect and like analysis that the original comics itself got. You give all these people a higher platform, but like, what the fuck is going on now, you know? Secret Wars is going to end in a reboot and start with the X-Men this time. I would hope so. I love the X-Men. I still think it's stupid that Ned could connect to the multiverse of Spider-Man. Who? Ned? What? Oh, yeah, you're right. All that bullshit. It has to be concluded rather than leaving things with an open-ended question, which requires good writing to cover up all multiversal strands. Multiverse is lazy writing to focus on tell your friends, yeah, fuck you, sure, that's possible. The multiverse theory was to let people expand their brains and consider all the possibilities of where storylines could go. But it also built a whole level of people to be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the curiosity at the same time also builds like dissent. Like, there's so many different things that can happen that I don't like what's happening anymore. She is not good for shooting out flyers. I'm not gonna hold you. She can, but it's not like the... I'm dead. Yeah. Marvel's confusing us with the timelines because you melted with the multiverse just makes a new timeline, but that verse they're grabbing from a timeline is itself. It's so big with the multiverse. So what even is the point of anything? I think the multiverse is a good idea because it lets So one of the things about the original like MCU was that it definitely built up the idea that all of these characters could come together a lot more fluidly, right? Like you have Iron Man from his movies, Marvel, or my bad, the Incredible Hulk from his movies, Thor from his movies, and all of these people could be brought together a lot more easily because we built these in naturally to connect together. Endgame is what fucked all of this up. That's the real problem. Endgame was the point in which all of these characters were brought together perfectly. Like if you've watched Game of Thrones, you understand that there was a continuous trajectory to bring all of these characters together that was not a struggle once they got together. Right? Like they're all together. What do we do now? I think Marvel struggles with that ideology because all of these independent characters have their own storylines and motivations and interests and all those things that you don't know what to do with them when they all come together. Like, who the fuck is the most important person in this storyline? At the end of the day, it ends up being fucking Tony Stark and Captain America. But those characters are quote unquote dead or removed from the big picture. So now that they've been removed, we have to figure out who the fuck is going to be the major guy, right? But who brings together all of these people? There's no central ideology that brings all of them together because these universes don't have a clear picture that brings them together. Bring in the multiverse theory to now say, all right, whatever we have, the multiverse is the most comfortable, easiest thing to write together to say that, you know, Shang-Chi knows this guy and Spider-Man knows this guy and this problem has to deal with this person. Like, it's easy, but it leaves too much room for interpretation. And I think that's where everyone is. It's like, fuck. We didn't write these together well. Like, is the Scarlet Witch TV show canon? Yes, technically, because it leads into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's canon. Motherfuckers, that whole movie about fighting and losing to Thanos. Then they had a multiverse timeline where they just cut his head off. No, the cutting his head off is canon. Because that brings in a different version of Thanos in the time travel where the Infinity War version of Thanos, who has not had his head cut off yet, time travels into the current timeline and is now the Endgame version of Thanos where we have to deal with it. So like, that's the problem with multiverse theory. There are so many different possibilities that anything is possible and it leaves the room for lazy writing. Endgame was good where you didn't have to leave lazy writing in there and all these things are intertwined. Now we're having a problem with lazy writing being necessary and you got to fucking figure out why these lazy writing things are like important. That's where we're at right now. We had lazy writing and I got to clean up. And right now, how does that lazy writing make you feel? That's a crazy name. Cousin Pete. Squirto. Appreciate you following the stream. Welcome to Invisible. Let these what if things separate from each other. That's a whole different show for that. That's literally called What If. This ain't no regular cheddar, this quiche. Let's see some of the DD comic different universes, the movies from the Batman who laughs. That's animated. You can watch that somewhere. Oh my god, I would like to start a dialogue. The animated versions of universes are so much better than the actual live actions, bro. DCU has some of the best animated versions of fucking everything. And there's a conversation to be had, bro. Like the Batman Who Laughed, the fucking Batman and the Killing Joke, fucking like Constantine and his timelines, like the Teen Titans, all y'all don't understand, bro. If you're not into like the DC animated universe, that shit is the fucking peak of all of everything comic book related. I go like DC animated universe, MCU, like MC animated universe. Oh my god. I would like to start a dialogue. That should kill him. I don't think it'll. Never mind, I missed. Also, the new Superman coming out next week. How do we feel about that? Wanted a neighborhood Spider-Man movie before bros with the Avengers, then they instantly hyped the new Spider-Man up with Tony Stark. That's a strong conversation.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
I wish DC didn't do that huge style reset after Apocalypse, but DC kind of needed one. It kind of needed one. The DCU was kind of dead to rights is not the best word, but there wasn't any after the previous Justice League. DC had nowhere to go. The thing about the Marvel universe is they've always delivered some type of movie or piece of content, like TV show, movie, that would like let you get into the next thing afterward. DC very much struggled with that. Like
We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Control laws.
but I would also argue that kind of has to do with DC's fucking like DC's actors themselves. Fucking Ezra Miller kind of fucked up how Flash could have potentially grown as a character in the future. But like, yeah, I don't know about that one. Vibe, appreciate you following the stream. Welcome to Indivisible.
Arisen from the ashes.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Seize.
I'm pretty sure I'm losing this round. The animation style from the Justice League Dark to the animation style post. Okay, so let me start a conversation that I was alluding to but didn't get to entirely. Is Dark Side Time to Shine? DC had the Green Arrow and the Flash. Okay, so I like to isolate each of the major comic book universes into their own categories, right? There's the DCU animated movies and timelines. There's the MCU timelines and movies. There's the DCU. Hold on. There's the DCU and MCU real like live action timelines. There's the MCU and DCU animated timelines. There's the video game timelines of the DCU and the MCU. There's the hold on. Video game, live action. There's animated. There's another one I'm forgetting. Either way, those are the major six, right? And if I had to rank them like top to bottom, there's a subsection of like which is better versus the other part, right? Like Young Justice is one of the best, if not DC animated show. Dev Lewis, you're fucking locked in. Like, Young Justice is one of the greatest animated shows to ever be created, but most people would not give it the time of day because of the fact that it was dropped at a horrible time. Like, put into a horrible like streaming situation where it was on like DC Plus and you could only get to it for like a certain time frame, and then it moved, like it fought in the wars of ownership and all that bullshit. But like DC has its subsection of shit that's better. MCU has its subsection of shit that's better. Like there's so many things you got to consider for each of these things. Like the animated universes, DCU, I have to be up completely honest, fucking dominates. Like the MCU does not stand. The only thing I could completely like relate to is maybe like the Spider-Verse movies and I don't know, but like and maybe the X-Men, like super old series, right? But like the MCU animated movies are so much fucking better created than anything MCU has ever created on the animated front, right? Like, granted, like Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse are like two of my favorite movies of all time, but like Justice League Dark, like the Teen Titans, like there's so many good things that the animated series have done for me to not give the MCU, or for me to not give like the DCU a higher ranking, you know? Like it's hard.
Capture the mission area. Control seized.
Can't catch me.
Hit your shots, bro. Fuck off. If you want to see some good good gameplay, go watch Necros. Or get early access yourself. Like, it's not what I'm here for.
It pleases me to be helpful.
MCU has live action and DC has animated. Agreed. But the real conversation is the video games. What is better? DC video games or MCU video games? I would like to start a dialogue.
We are undefeatable.
Easily Marvel video games? Name a couple. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to continue the dialogue. Cuz the Arkham Asylum games, bro, like it's a hard take. Injustice is in the DC front, like
By the eye of Agamotto.
does this character come out today? No, it comes out next Thursday. Suicide Squad game? That's I don't know about that one, Chief. I love DC. DC's darker and grittier. Really? I would say Marvel is darker and grittier. Marvel versus Capcom, Insomniac, Spider-Man, Marvel Rivals. Valid takes. I live and die by Marvel Ultimate Alliance, so I will forever say that the Marvel games are better. But that was like me growing up, and like I didn't really play, you know, I've never played the Arkham Asylum games. I've never played Injustice. Like, I'm sure there's very good DC games, but like in the Marvel aspect, that shit is just way better. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? It's fine. Are you planning on playing Marvel Tokon? Yes. It's hard. it's hard to say that Marvel Tokens, like, I'm not a huge fighting game guy, right? Like, especially on tag fighters, 4v4 is a fucking hard take to get into on Marvel fighters. Like, if you've played Marvel vs. Capcom, rewind. I grew up on Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. So like I understand the whole tag fighter gameplay and experience, but like
Before you attack.
it's hard to get into if you're like a Tekken guy. Like I'm a huge Tekken person. Tekken 8 is my shit. So it's like 1v1 3D fighter versus a 2D tag fighter, completely different experience. I can't even get into like I can, but I'm not good at it. Like I'm working on trying to get better at 2XKO because I love the League of Legends universe, but most people aren't like into one universe versus the other. What pad do I use for Tekken? PS4. I'm a PS4 controller guy. I want to get into like regular I forget what the wording for the fucking usual gamepad is in the first place. That recovery time is insane for that ultimate though.
Some help will help. Double KO. The mission area is yours.
20 hours on Cyclops on mobile? Oof. That's a hard experience. The fuck did I just hear?
My flames are eternal, John.
By the eye of Agamotto.
By the eye of Agamotto. What's good, Schlag? What it do, my guy? Okay, so let's build out what all of the possible subsections of DC versus Marvel there are, right? There's the DCU animated universe, there's the Marvel animated universe. There's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There is holy shit, super chat. I appreciate the $5, Miguel. Appreciate you, my guy. There's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's the DC Cinematic Universe. There's the Marvel Video Game Universe, and there's the DC. Oh, and then there's the comics. That's what I was forgetting. The comic universes. But that's one of the areas I don't know too well in the first place, so I'm not gonna assume that like I can rate them very highly. So I stick to the other 6. So animated universe, movie universes, live. Whoa, there's 5 areas. There's the animated universe, there's the movie universe, there's the live action universe, there's the comic universe, and then there's the video game universe. Because Smallville is one of my fucking favorite shows of all time. Smallville is so fucking good. But like MCU doesn't do that well with like TV show universes, right? Like DCU has what? Smallville, they've got wait, is Green Arrow? Green Arrow is DC. There's The Flash, which is DC. Marvel, there's Daredevil. There's Iron Fist. There's Luke Cage. There's the Defenders. There's... Damn. Did I hear about the Venom game coming out next year? No, I didn't. Yeah, so like there's 5 areas for each of them. What would I rate the highest, and how would I go downward from there, right? If I had to rate them, MCU movies is like by far number 1. Like they are very good at developing this world that has its own stakes and there are things that are going to change over time. It was much better in the pre-Endgame timeline versus where it is now, and I think they're getting to a better space and like figuring out what that looks like in the future. But either way, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, whatever. The MCU is like the best, right? After that, I'd probably say the DCAU, like the DC animated universe. Those movies and TV shows are so fucking good. Justice League Unlimited, like to this day, Batman Begins, fucking the DC, like Justice League Unlimited, what's his name? Batman Beyond, like so many good shows come out of the animated universe that like you can't really rate it low. There's so much good content out of that shit. How hard is Jean? 3 stars. She dropped today, no, next Thursday.
Stop them from securing the mission area.
I have seen many futures, and most of them are bad. Our foes draw near.
How does Phoenix work? She is a hit scan dealer, damage dealer, similar to Hela. Similar to Hela. So if you are someone who enjoys the gameplay of Hela, this is kind of straight up your alley. She's very good for crowd control. Other than that, I don't really have much significantly strong to say about her. How did I get access? I'm a Marvel Rivals partner. I'm not sure how you apply currently. I did that shit in December, back when the game was still new, so I've had early access since like season 1. So I genuinely could not tell you right now what the process to get early access is. Give me access to drop a galaxy. I would love to tell you I could do that. I mean, the galaxy would be great otherwise, but like, fuck it. I can't give you access. That's not within my powers as a individual. Should kill Groot. Didn't fucking kill anyone. But Thor got the kills. It's fine. 2 galaxies? Hey. I could lie to you and say I would give you access, but like, nah, it don't work like that. So everybody just got early access now? I wouldn't say it's everybody, or else you'd have access, wouldn't you? That's how the word everybody works, isn't it?
I am ready to put on a show.
Sorry, that was rude. I apologize. There was no need for me to be rude there. It's okay, we forgive you. Who the fuck is we? I didn't ask for your forgiveness. Fuck you. Sorry. I'm a little angry as an old man, you know? You reach a certain age, the anger kind of comes out first, you know? The Ultimate Spider-Man TV show episode where it goes to the Green Goblin, finds a... I'm telling you, the animated TV shows are so fire, bro. They're so underrated. How old am I? 45. No, I'm 46. I fucking mess up every time because my birthday was in June. 46. Don't look a day past 50. See? Now we're in a better mood. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're so nice. Thought bro was 26. You know what they say? Black don't crack unless it do crack. Amen. I love that. Looks like she shreds. Debatable. This is a good example of damage because of bot gameplay, but I can't promise you this would be relatively accurate for anything non-bot gameplay.
Only 60 seconds left.
Oh fuck.
Namor summoned a deep sea army.
Why not shoot the rocket ult and destroy it? Because my ult destroys it immediately. Why shoot it when I have an ult that does it in immediate damage versus sitting around and shooting for 20 seconds? God, that damage fall off is crazy.
Down to 30 seconds. Second shift.
Your powers are mine.
I wish I could have ulted and destroyed that.
Thanks. I really needed that.
W-Unk. Oh, God. Roblox has so many comic games because of the Blue Lock PNG. People want that. I imagine Marvel Rivals type game, but One Piece type. Ew! Fuck Roblox. Ah, I should have ulted.
You'll have to keep fighting until we
Best advice for the 20s? Do
That's 3.
do whatever the hell you want to do, and then fix your life afterwards. Your 20s should really be for soul searching. Life is long. You don't have to figure your life out on in anything under your like 30s. Find your passion and then chase that shit afterwards. Like fuck around, do some bullshit, get all of that shit out your system, and then lock in after your 20s. Like that's genuinely my honest opinion.
I am ready to put on a show.
Like don't let anyone tell you the things that you enjoy are not the things for you. I'm fucking 46 playing video games on the internet to know people. Like, do what you want to do. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. What the fuck? Just...
Namor summoned a deep sea army. Sorry, Namor.
At the end of the day, your happiness is what's the most important. Fuck what other people think. You're playing for me right now, and I appreciate you, bro. I fucking appreciate you. Like, at the end of the day, do what you want to do. The only reason I would tell you not to is if you had responsibilities and you're not taking care of them. That's a completely different conversation. Do I like Phoenix or not? Do you want me to answer that question honestly, or like my shilling as a creator answer? I'm not gonna kill fucking anybody with this. Honestly, I fucking hate this shit. This shit is weak. 6 out of 10, but I hate hit scan characters. If I wanted to play hit scan, I would go and play Call of Duty. I will immediately admit my bias. I do not like hit scan characters because it is a boring experience. Would I understand why it fits in the meta the way it does? Yes. You need an easy way to play the video game because shit can be hard in this game. Like, you need characters like Scarlet Witch to compare to characters like fucking Black Panther. Like, one character needs to be easy, one character needs to be hard. What's up, Eris? How are you doing, my love? Life is long but too short to not think too much about it. Boom. Damn, I'm on my DJ Khaled shit. We the best. Damn, I'm on my Britney shit. It's fucking horrible. Yeah, life Life is too long for you to not give a fuck about what you want to do for yourself. But anyways, I don't like hit scan characters. There are so many other characters or like video games I would play where hit scan is the entire ideology and like framing of what gameplay is supposed to be like. I could play Apex Legends, I could play the finals, I could play Call of Duty, I could play Splitgate 2. Like there's so many other games that I could play that where that's the whole plan, right? But in a game where people have magical powers that do not align with generic like, oh, I'm playing a shooter, all of those things supersede my expectation of what is fun and what I like to play. Like Black Panther is not hit scan. Like Magic is not hit scan. Spider-Man is not hit scan. Like all of these characters have fun things about them that are not hit scan. So if I'm gonna go play something hit scan, it cheapens the experience of me playing all the other shit that's not hit scan and harder and feels like more fun. Like I just find more fun in the skill expression of all of these other things than I do in playing hit scan. So all of that is to say, she is not a bad character. She does her job efficiently and she like has her purpose as a character as everything else does in the fucking rock paper scissors that is like team shooters. Do I find fun in it? Fuck no. It's cool. Like I'll never say a character is bad in the long-term experience of playing Marvel Rivals. Everyone has their purpose. Like people started playing this game saying Wolverine was bad in season 1. Then once people learned how to play it, they were like, fucking Wolverine is OP. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, so I'm not gonna give the resolute definition that shit is bad. But is it for me? No. Someone else is gonna love this, and I'm glad someone else will love this because I want there to be a flourishing community, and in the long term I need a bigger community so the game lasts longer and everyone has their fun and we stop having all the toxicity of people telling me that I'm bad at the video game and yada 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 long-term conversation. I got shot out. Fuck. How do I get early access? Apply on the Marvel Rivals website. I think. I don't remember what the process is right now.
As long as you could then. Be proud.
If I was him, I would have married Kate and Ashley. Shout out Hitscan. But this is proof that she doesn't do enough damage just fucking outright. Okay, well, killing him in his ultimate didn't really help me in my case. Black Panther and Thor, the most... Thor? Opinions on Squid Game? I've never seen it. I have a problem with overhyped experiences that I cannot go watch them for fun without like the ultimate judgment. I think people that think that shows are very good immediately have no context on watching other shows. I think if you called Squid Game one of the greatest shows of all time, it's like, bro, you've never watched real TV. I watched the first episode of Squid Game and I was like, bro, this is like easy writing for like the average anime. Like I've seen so many times that this exact scenario has played out and like Squid Game is really good, but it's the reason it got 3 seasons, but it's not the greatest but good. I understand that, but I have problems with people calling it the greatest because I'm like, I've seen so much anime, and to call Squid Game the greatest is like, this is a trope that's been played out 100 times, and I can't really... Damn, that shit is so easy to shoot out. It's a storyline I've seen play out, so I don't find the extreme shock that everyone else does for watching Squid Game when I've seen it 5 times over. Like, oh my god, the main character almost fucked up on the first episode. Oh, but he got saved by somebody. Oh, but that same person that saved him is gonna betray him in 10 episodes. Like it doesn't hit for me the same way that like a lot of shows do, because I've seen a different show that did the same trope. Dead. If that's the case, Attack on Titan is overhyped then? Agreed. Yes, Attack on Titan is overhyped then. But Attack on Titan is also good. I just don't think you should tell me Attack on Titan is the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread. I tell people to watch Attack on Titan and I'm like, yeah, it's good. But I'm not going to tell you it's the fucking greatest show ever created. I love Attack on Titan. But like, it's not that good, like, comparatively. It ruins the expectation for people who are going to come into it entirely new. Octonauts? What the fuck are you talking about, Eris? Can you teach me the art of rage baiting? Yes. So rage baiting is very simple. All you have to do is say the exact opposite of everything that is considered popular culture, and you are considered to be rage baiting. So for instance, me, I am continuously rage baiting on the experience of playing Phoenix, right? A lot of people say Phoenix is a good character. I fucking think she's horrible. Therefore, I am rage baiting. Welcome to rage baiting. Attack on Titan is amazing. Might actually be the best anime storyline. Oh my god. See, you just proved my fucking point. Attack on Titan is good, but to call it the best is like, bro, there are a lot of other things that have delivered other storylines that are just like better and like, I won't say similar. Attack on Titan has a lot of plot twists that like the average anime could not replicate. But to call it the best like sets up a lot of people to not think things are better. Hunter x Hunter is better? Cap. Hunter x Hunter is not as good as Attack on Titan. Hunter x Hunter is not better. Antoine, appreciate you sharing the stream. Thank you. One Piece is mid. Is that rage baiting? Yes. There is a cult following for One Piece. To call One Piece mid, you're basically asking to be shot in the forehead by the average individual walking down the street. What's my favorite anime? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, not the original. The original is great, but the ending to it lacks the impact that Brotherhood does. I used to wait to the quote. Brotherhood has a better finish. The original has a better storyline and like background. What's good, Sage? What are my big three? Culturally big three or my big three? Because those are two very different answers. Full Metal is so boring I couldn't get past episode 1, then you didn't watch the show. If you don't give if you call a show boring on episode 1, you didn't watch the anime. I am dying by that. Like, there are so many shows that are fucking horrible by episode 1 that you could not say that a show is good or bad if you only watch the first episode. Steins Gate to me is one of the like best one of the best anime ever created, but if you only watched episode 1, you're never going to understand Steins Gate. The second half of that show is a fucking different experience than the first episode. You'll never know, bro. Like, what do I think is everyone's big three? Oh, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and probably now. That man is gonna kill me. Yep. Your physique looks amazing. Thank you. I'm not that muscular. I don't hit the gym. The original big threes is probably like Naruto. No, I wouldn't even say One Piece. Dragon Ball Z. Kels, appreciate you following the stream. Welcome to Indivisible. I don't even know what it is right now. DBZ is overrated, yes. Solo leveling, I wouldn't even put that in a big three. That shit's super overrated. If you want any perspective on how I feel about anime, fucking solo leveling is garbage. Solo leveling is absolute garbage. Don't ask me anything about solo leveling. If you tell me solo leveling is a good show, I think you're fucking R-word. Like, don't talk to me. Vinland Saga is peak. The delivery for its potential outcomes and like storylines takes too long though. Same problem with One Piece. One Piece has... I got through One Piece as a kid, so I'm okay with the One Piece pacing. But right now, One Piece has a pacing problem. So I can be completely honest about One Piece. Like, I can say a show is peak, but also understand that it has its own flaws generically. Like, I'm not going to pretend that One Piece is fucking perfect. There is no perfect anime. There's no such thing. Okay, hold on. Let me try and actually win this match. Just destroy that shit. Fuck out of here. Get out of the turret, bro. Does this count towards your lord when it comes out? No. This is a completely private server. It gets deleted once the season's over. JJK is good, but rushed. JJK is not rushed. The average viewership has an expectation that the progression of a TV show is supposed to go fast. And then when it does go fast, you call it rushed. It's a bad problem. I'm not going to talk about it. JJK was delivered well. And then they tried to work into the TikTok time span and brain focus, and it just worked out horribly for them. DBZ and overrated in the same sentence? Yes, DBZ is 100% overrated. It was good if you were 15. If you are no longer 15 and you think DBZ is good, go watch more anime. That shit sucked. I'm just going to be honest. Do you think fan service ruins anime or makes it better? I'm a horny motherfucker. Fan service is great. No. It depends on what the show is. There's an upper limit on fan service. Try playing Phoenix like a flanker. I got it. He's the type to say Bleach is peak. Bleach is peak. But again, if we're talking about the current time frame right now and the attention span of the 2025 average individual watching anime, Bleach is garbage. Bleach was developed in a time where you could watch things episodic and watch over 5 years and it would be a good show. Right now, if you watch Bleach, that shit is fucking horribly paced. Just gonna be honest. Bro's probably a My Hero fan. Again, that's on you and how you treat anime. If you watch My Hero in the small subsection of where My Hero was developed and you think Deku does not have the like opportunity to develop as a main character, then sure, My Hero is trash because you have a short attention span. But if you don't have a short attention span, My Hero makes sense. It took him 5 seasons to become the greatest fucking like hero that has ever been developed. Is that my fault that your attention span is trash? No. Again, I have to give things in context. Your time span and your attention span are fucking garbage. Therefore, My Hero is bad to you. If you came from my era where the time span of fucking One Piece is 2,000 episodes, then My Hero is fine. Like, that's just real. Like, I'm sorry. What's my episode on Fire Force? I've read all of Fire Force. Fire Force is good. It has a couple lulls in. No, it doesn't really. It gets straight to business, I would argue. Like, I genuinely have to grade an anime by your attention span. Like, I just have to be honest. The 2025 attention span is not the 2000s attention span. I grew up in the 2000s attention span. So I can finish a show like Steins Gate where the first 12 episodes are absolute fucking garbage. I can finish a show like Death Note, which is one of the greatest shows of all time, where nothing fucking happens until you really get to fucking episode like 12. So if you get to episode 12 and you're like, damn, Death Note sucks, and I'm like, all right, my bad. You didn't give it the time to develop, and that's fine. Hunter x Hunter is fucking garbage if you do not give it the time to develop. The first couple of seasons of Hunter x Hunter are fucking garbage. You gotta give it the time to grow. Like, Death Note's beat, the only thing that you said was right. Okay, but again, why did you give Death Note the time to develop that you didn't give the same thing for My Hero Academia? Seven Deadly Sins hate is kind of crazy. Okay, Seven Deadly Sins is kind of garbage. I'm gonna be honest. Seven Deadly Sins was a plot armor. Do you watch Fairy Tail? Fairy Tail is fucking garbage. Like, I have so many takes, bro. Don't get me started, bro. Is Tokyo Ghoul like that? Tokyo Ghoul's good, but the comparison to the actual anime leaves it for room for development. Like, the anime of Tokyo Ghoul is garbage. The actual full manga and storyline is great. Because there's so much that you miss about, like, Kaneki being part of the white suits that you don't get to develop in watching the anime itself. So the anime is bad only because I've seen the only because I've read the manga, but like I can't say it's bad objectively, like it's bad comparatively, you know? It skips through too much shit that you need context for. Are they gonna kill them? What anime do you think has the biggest wasted potential? Dragon Ball Z. Gohan was supposed to be the main character. I will live and die by that, but you fuckers couldn't let go of Goku, so they just kept giving Goku new forms, and here we are in Dragon Ball Super with a fucking new form every week and a half
A voice for the people.
for no goddamn reason. Greed Island was very good, but Greed Island is 3 arcs in. There's York New, there's the Hunter, there's the Hunter exams. What else happened? This guy's rage baiting. Trust me, if I was rage baiting, I could be saying so many worse takes that I actually have. But again, as someone who's watched like hundreds of, probably at least 100 anime by now, like I can definitely say some shit is rushed and garbage and has no depth, and some shit is just good because I was a teenager. That's the difference between shonen and seinen and yosei and shoujo and all those categories. Like it was good when I was 15, but Dragon Ball Z, bro, tell me there's a storyline in Dragon Ball Z. Genuinely, outside of new villain appears, character loses, character. It's the entire concept of fucking Zenkai Boost. Zenkai Boost is literally my character loses, he gets stronger, I beat the new person. I meet a new villain, I fucking lose, character gets stronger, I beat the new person. Recycle. Tell me that's not wrong. If you're gonna tell me that's wrong, you didn't watch Dragon Ball Z. Boruto OP, Boruto is garbage. Boruto is garbage. Stop. But again, that's comparatively, I'm sorry. Boruto is good, the manga, Boruto the anime is garbage. You didn't watch the original Dragon Ball? I'm not talking about the original Dragon Ball. I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z. The original Dragon Ball is good. We're talking about a different show now. Those are two different shows. If you want to, if you ask me, is Dragon Ball good? Hell yes, Dragon Ball's a fucking great show. Is Dragon Ball Z good? Hell no. Like, you didn't ask me if Dragon Ball was a good show. Bro explained every action anime ever. Exactly. But the problem is some action anime actually have exposition for their characters and actually develop other things outside of, oh, I just need to get stronger. Tell me what Goku's motivations are other than I need to get stronger. You cannot tell me. I'm sorry. I need characters with brains other than muscle. Like, I'm fucking 45. I can't keep watching shows that have no development for these characters other than the need to just beat more shit up. Like, if you're 15 and that's all you enjoy watching, that's fine. But like, I don't care much for that anymore. But what other anime do we care about the side characters other than Dragon Ball? Again, that's your motivations, right? Like, you have to think about My Hero Academia. All of those other characters have reasons for wanting to be a hero. You just don't care about them. Like, Todoroki wanting to be a hero, his fucking younger brother basically assuming he was dead for Lord knows how long, and then him finding out his brother is alive, but his dad wants him to be the #1 hero and basically breeded with his mother to figure out how he could make the best fucking hero by balancing ice powers and fire powers. Like, those are motivations that builds a character. But like, Goku is just a fucking alien that wants to fight. Like, you're skipping so much. Like, what is the interest in Goku wants to fight other than Goku wants to fight? Like, yeah, Dragon Ball has 3 characters we care about. It is Goku, his son, and then his ultimate rival, which is Vegeta. Gohan's not even really a major character anymore. Like, Gohan got 1 movie, but we don't know if that's going to be important in the long term anyway. 3 families? Okay, what does Bulma do that is important to the storyline? If we're going to talk about families, what does Bulma do that is important to the storyline? What does Krillin do that is important to the storyline? What does Yamcha do that's important to the storyline? What does Piccolo do outside of the movie that's important to the storyline? What does anyone outside of Goku and Vegeta do that is important to the storyline? He fights to save Earth. Yes, that is the story. But what do? They fight to save the Earth. What does that have to do with anything in terms of the growth of these characters? I have to get stronger to save the Earth. That is the story. But like, Gohan doesn't do shit. Like, Gohan's motivations, yeah, we have to save the Earth. Yeah, we have to save the Earth. Yeah, okay, we beat a villain. Okay, we have to save the Earth. Oh, we beat a villain. Okay, we have to save the Earth. Oh, we beat a villain. We have to save the... Like, it's the same cycle. Dragon Ball doesn't have a lot of depth, but they have motivation. Yes, and that's fine. I'm not arguing against that. I'm just arguing that I need depth. If you can watch a show and it is the entirety of just punching each other in the face for 200 episodes, go off. Like, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't want to do that. I'm saying for me, that shit is boring. I've watched 100 anime, bro. They all do that shit to some extent. Like, at a certain point, you get bored of it. If you like depth, you should watch Black Clover. Black Clover is just Naruto reskinned. Fuck out of here. No, I'm not watching Black Clover. The problem is that all of these things that you're talking about storyline wise, I've seen or I've read. I am not new to this shit. I am true to this shit. Watch Gantz. Gantz is a good example. No, it's not. I'm sorry. If it's not to you, you don't watch enough anime, bro. Oh my god, I want to be the greatest X of all time. Oh, I am different from all of the other people that do this thing that want to also do the same thing that I do. Like, oh, I don't know who my parents are. Oh, my parents gave me this gift that no one else seems to have in the entire world. Oh, I have to learn how to use this gift and to become the greatest of XYZ that everyone else is also trying. Like, it's the same storyline. I'm sorry, it's the same thing. Like, to tell me it's a shonen trope. Yes, shonen tropes get boring. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't his parents. You're lying if you tell me that Lieb was not directly given to fucking the main character by his mother. Lieb was bound to his grimoire by his mother. What are we talking about?
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
JJK is the same, just Naruto with different colors? To some extent, yeah.
No smashing us now!
If AOT was we need to kill Titan.
By the eye of Agamotto!
But that's the thing. AOT was not just about killing the Titans. It was about freedom. There's so many layers to AOT other than we need to kill the fucking Titans. The Titans lead to freedom, but like it doesn't exactly. There's other parts of that that affect these people other than just the direct outside like influence. Trust me, I'm not angry, by the way. Like I enjoy anime conversations because like I think I see anime very differently than most people do. And I'm trying to understand why I don't enjoy watching anime as much as I used to. The devil chose Asta, not the other way around. I disagree. They technically didn't choose each other. They were put into a scenario where there was no option. Like, yes, the devil chose Asta, but like, it's like subliminal messaging. Yes, I chose Asta, but I didn't know I chose Asta because technically I was raised by his mother, and his mother technically put us together. Like, you know, like it wasn't like he just chose him willingly. Like, this is crazy. I had to screen record the guy. Have fun, bro. There's nothing you can say on the internet about me that I could give an entire fuck about. Do you think reading the manga ruined the expectations of the anime? No. Frieren is underrated. Frieren is properly rated. It was the best anime of last year. But solo leveling is overrated. AOT, Code Geass, Bleach, and Naruto are all peak. Agreed, but if those are your baseline, there's better anime than Bleach and Naruto. Demon Slayer's fire, but Demon Slayer's overrated. I love Demon Slayer, but I'm going to be 100% honest. Demon Slayer has no depth. Demon Slayer is the epitome of I just fight and we have cool action scenes. There's no depth to it. I fucking love Demon Slayer, and I will openly admit that like Demon Slayer is one of those things where it's like, fuck it. I just want to watch bullshit and cut things up in a good fight scene. What's my top watch right now? If I could recommend one show for anybody to watch in the entire world right now, it would be Summertime Rendering. If you've seen it, you understand. If you don't, go watch it. I'm not gonna have a conversation with anyone that's not seen it, because you'll understand when you watch it. It's the fucking mix of a mystery show, a goddamn action show, a romance. Like, Summertime Rendering is one of the greatest shows of all time. If I had to recommend anyone watch any show right now with no description on what the show is, how old you are, what you're interested in. Summertime Rendering. That is my favorite anime of all time. It is, I think, 48 episodes. It might be 48. It's either 24 or 48. I think it's 48. I'd be surprised if it's 48 actually. It might be like 36. It's 24 or 46. I don't fucking remember. Either way, it is one of the greatest anime of all time, and I will die on that hill regardless of how I feel about what anyone cares about my anime opinions. Vinland Saga live action. I don't think Vinland Saga would survive a live action long term because the average watcher does not have the growth mindset of a TV show like Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga dies out on the action front after one season. You literally have to let go of your interest in watching a fucking action show after 12 episodes. It's great and it's fucking lit for 12 episodes, and then after that it's like, all right, well, we got to get into the real depth of I have no enemies. And most people can't do that. Where to watch? I actually don't know. I think it's a Disney Plus show. I don't know. Non-anime fans would probably enjoy Vinland Saga.
You captured more than half of the mission area.
Holy aim. Yeah, I'm more about character building shows than I am about like action shows at this point in my life. And again, I'm old. Like don't take me saying a show is not my interest now for saying that it is a bad show. DBZ is important for the for the entirety of like anime viewers. DBZ established a whole generation of anime viewers that like have stretched out into an entire genre that they will never like, that we can never like quantify. I started on Dragon Ball Z, and I will forever say that Dragon Ball Z is one of the greatest anime of all time. But now that I'm fucking 46, do I think Dragon Ball Z is a good show to watch in the depth of shows that I've seen, in the hundreds of shows that I've watched? Fuck no, I would never say go watch Dragon Ball Z. Like, if you're telling me that you're interested in just straight up hands and you don't want to watch any storyline and you just want to watch fight scenes, yeah, go watch Dragon Ball Z. Have fun. That's for you. Absolutely, that shit is peak. But if you tell me to watch, like, what is your favorite anime? What is holistic in terms of like storyline, world building, like all of the different things that can make a long-term story build and develop well, I'm not gonna tell you to watch Dragon Ball Z. Fuck no. That shit's just fights. Like, there's so many better shows. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's like,
Hero.
hell no.
I'm not judging.
Can I say I like One Piece without chat ripping me? You can't. The fact that over 1,000 episodes are fillers. One Piece is a show that was only. I go back to my original point about when shows were released and current attention span. One Piece is peak if you watched One Piece as it was releasing and was becoming to grow the show that it is now. There are fillers that I watched as a child that I don't think people should watch right now. Your attention span would tell me that you don't need to watch fucking Skypiea. Skypiea, you could skip, go on, do whatever the hell with your life. One Piece is a thing for a reason. But if you watch One Piece, when I watch One Piece, hell yeah, One Piece is one of the greatest shows of all time. I don't know how you think Black Clover isn't a good character development. It shows they treat every character as a main character. Emotionally, tell me the difference between Asta as a main character at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show. Or at where he is now. Sorry, the show hasn't finished.
Do is capture the mission area.
Emotionally, I don't care about physically and as a strength and like me getting into, you know, new power ups and level ups. Pat Boy, appreciate you following the stream. Welcome to Invisible. Don't tell me about the development of him as a character getting new power forms. Tell me about him as a character emotionally, mentally, what his motivations are, how the people around him are influenced by how he behaves in the the grand length of the show versus when he starts as the show. If you tell me Asta's interest outside of being the Wizard King have changed through the entire show, you're telling me you're watching another show. All he wants to do is be Wizard King. You can't tell me he understands exactly how, you know, the other characters around him behave, how he needs to start treating people differently because, you know, XYZ has happened around him, and, you know, the Wizard King, spoilers, let me not get into that. But like him as a character emotionally has not undergone aggressive change. And my greatest example is like watching the live action versions of Sokka versus the anime itself. Like if you're gonna tell me that like Sokka, the character in Avatar: The Last Airbender versus the live action version are the same, you're cooked. You're explaining everything they explained in the show? How so? Elaborate. Oh my god, aim. Oh my god, aim. Oh my god, aim. Oh my god, aim. That's fine. Technical. Asta kind of only developed other characters. Yeah, but if you're the main character and you're developing other characters, that's fucking useless. I'm watching Asta. Fuck all these other people. Like, how's my day, stranger? I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Sun God? I still can't believe they changed Sanji from gentleman woman pleaser to simp. I would argue those are the same thing to some extent.
Consider your circuits fried, Ultron.
Debatable. Manga versus anime is a different perspective. That's very true. A lot of my perspective on shows is manga based, not anime based, which is kind of unfair, and I'll be completely honest about that.
Jean Grey and I are one now.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
The Phoenix Force deserves a host worthy of its might.
My anime takes are wild. I'm not going to pretend they aren't. But they're also founded on watching 100 different anime over my lifetime.
4, 3,
The
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
the long-standing experience of watching 100 isekai shows kind of ruins your anime experience after a while. I've seen so many isekai that I don't give a fuck about most of them now.
I need assistance.
You know what? Let me not say watched. I've read 100 isekais that watching most of them doesn't really care and doesn't really count anymore. Great name. I can never personally like Sanji. He's still a good character. That's real. I understand that. I don't like Sanji sometimes too. Sanji gets annoying as fuck to me. But his motivations make sense when you realize his character depth. When is Jack Boys too? Oh, no, didn't get to go. Some people need to give credit where it's due. That's my biggest thing. I give credit to where credit is due when it comes to anime, but like, I'm also allowed to say that I don't fucking like them. I've seen so many. Like, And when you've seen so many, it's boring seeing the same storyline 10 times over.
We are undefeatable!
God, I need to go with my team because I'm getting fucking laced. But anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm done talking about my horrible anime takes if no one wants to engage.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
So many characters say that so many people say a character is trash because they don't like it. I am not one of those people. That's the biggest thing about my whole point. It's like I can say there's a character I don't like, but I understand why they exist in the grand scheme of the storyline that's been established. Holy death. There are so many people that don't like. I've seen so many takes on the internet about people who don't like Chopper. And I'm like, well, I get Chopper. Like, I get why Chopper is the way he is, and I understand what he is for this storyline, but like, I'm not gonna say I don't like Chopper. That's fucking aggressive. Had a friend like that, it was horrible. It'd be like that. Anime is anime. Everyone has their takes, and mine are all horrible. I'm not gonna pretend any of what I said today is factual. Like, I've seen a lot of shit, but it's basically based on me watching so many anime and enjoying some and not really liking that many. Or enjoying some at a certain point in my life and not liking them now. Like, it's fine. I don't like Dragon Ball Z now, but like, when I was fucking 15, it was the greatest anime ever created. I'm not fucking 15. I'm literally at least twice that age right now. Like, God, this ultimate's so bad. Like, I'm gonna be like, I can be honest about shit too. Like, Demon Slayer is overrated. I love Demon Slayer to death. I think Demon Slayer is one of the greatest anime ever created. Is that shit overrated? Fuck yes. Like, two things can be possible. They are not mutually exclusive. If you're gonna ask me about the depth of Demon Slayer, I'm like, there is none. These motherfuckers just hop out and fight and shit. Somebody killed my family. I need to kill the person who killed my family. That's the story. Like, depth? Hell no. But do I understand and enjoy fucking water style? Hell yeah.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
No one escapes.
I am the Phoenix. Behold my calling.
The idea of the breathing styles not being real ruined it for me. It didn't for me, honestly. Because I've never operated that under the idea that anything in anime was real in the first place. So to be like, oh, it's just animation effects. It's like, okay, well, everything in every other show is anime effects. So like, water style being an effect doesn't hurt my heart at all.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
The legend himself, the Jade Giant, the taciturn terror. You're a man of few words, aren't you?
But again, I'm biased.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Always an X-Men.
How do I keep getting this map? I could have sworn I clicked all maps.
No way! It's a draw?
You can, of course, not like things. I just feel like you got the wrong idea of Black Clover. How so? And I'm open to being wrong. Let me start by saying that. Like, I'm very open to being wrong. There are a lot of anime that I've watched where I was like, I don't like it. And then I watched it longer and I was like, oh, okay. I started poorly. And it eventually developed into something I didn't know it would, and I can enjoy that. Black Clover is it's literally my favorite because it has the best character development I've seen forever. Have I watched all the episodes? I've read all. I am up to date on reading Black Clover. Yes. Watched the episodes? No. Read everything? Yes. But that's what, and that is where I feel like I did not see the same thing and understand the same way you did, right? Because when you say character development, watching it is so much different. So if you read and watch, right, that would help me get a better perspective. Because what is different between reading and watching? Demon Slayer is the same show 1-to-1, right? Like, watching Demon Slayer gives you the actual real perspective of watching all of these fucking breathing styles turned into like real fighting styles in the show, right? But Black Clover, it's a hard comparison because, like, you know, magic spell versus, you know, reading spell, whatever. I just don't feel like reading is going to give you the emotion you're looking for. I disagree. I get the emotion out of reading. The only thing that animation really gives me is the depth of experience when it comes to visual. I think, to be honest, when I feel like I'm reading it, I get more animation and expertise and like emotion than I do from actually watching most times. Like, unless it is significantly like different and like my actual case is like, you know, sorry, I'm trying to not get fucking cooked right here. Either way, it's gonna happen. Do I like playing Jeff? Hell no. The only comparisons that I really like, I'm trying to find an anime that is basically the same as its manga, right? Like, every anime has filler shit versus the manga that doesn't. Like, there's anime that don't even go through some of the manga shit where I'm like, you know, Tokyo Ghoul is not the same as the comparative like manga whatsoever, right? So like, I'm not gonna say Tokyo Ghoul was a good representation, but in terms of character development, like I'm open to being like, yeah, maybe I didn't see the character development you're talking about, but like most of the character development I expect has to at least deal with the fucking main character himself, you know? And it has to be to some extent like extremely different than another show that I've watched that is released in the same time span. Ah, good hiding. Like, I'm not gonna give you the outright response that like Black Clover will never be good. It's more like, yeah, I watched Black Clover. It gives me the same feeling as Naruto. I fucking finished Naruto, but Naruto gave me more emotional depth and expansion from all the other characters other than Naruto. Versus like Black Clover, where I feel like Asta is literally just a fucking musclehead focused on getting to Wizard King. Like, you know? I never felt like the show was all about the main characters, more like they're just telling it from their POV. Okay, so then I raise you. How do you feel about My Hero Academia?
You stop them in their tracks.
Same, but more than BC, to be honest. I mean, I think we're talking about the same thing. I think in my time watching / reading Black Clover, I didn't get that emotion. I mean, let me just say reading. In my time reading Black Clover, I didn't get a strong enough emotion because it's partially ruined by the fact that I've seen other shows that do the same thing, but much better delivered. Nice. I won't even say the same things, similar things, because no show is one-to-one. These things have their own, struggles, characters, all of that stuff. But I just think that, like, if I compare Black Clover to Naruto just delivered that exact same experience or similar experience, again, better. Like, My Hero Academia delivered that experience better. So, like, I can't be, like, super excited about watching Black Clover when My Hero Academia is also releasing.
We are undefeatable!
I would be excited for Jean, but her fans ruined it for me. I legit got threats. What does that even mean? You got threats? How? What happened to you? One of these is Loki.
Can't catch me.
By the way, the internet is weird, so don't let that stop you from doing whatever the fuck you want on the internet, by the way. He's super ulted. I don't know why the fuck I thought that would even do anything. I was debating with one with Legion, and they summoned some weird Jean Grey cult, and they found my socials. Really? Holy shit. Hey, man, welcome to the internet. What hero am I using? Phoenix. Season 3 release next Thursday. Phoenix / Jean Grey. I don't know how familiar you are with the Marvel Universe. That makes so much sense. Rating out of 10? Oh, God. I hate being asked that question. 6. 6 out of 10. Cheaper Town Hall!
Only 60 seconds left.
Yep, 6 out of 10. But if you get a 60, that does mean you pass the class in some places.
You stopped them in nature.
Cheaper Town Hall.
We are undefeatable! Down to 30 seconds.
Shield never hurts. You really should have known better.
You stopped them.
What are her abilities? Her primary fire is hit scan.
Final 10 seconds.
That's just straightforward. Her passive basically lets all of her abilities grant a spark on hit. If you hit 3 sparks, it causes the explosion, which then lets the spark transition into any of the nearby enemies to whoever you hit. So, for example, one spark, 2 spark, 3. Wait, hold on. 1 spark, 2 spark, 2 spark. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. If you hit 3 sparks, it transitions to the nearby enemies. I'm just gonna go to practice range. My goat, what's up, Shocker? Spot in his plush style, in his league. Gucci song just made it. I'm really trying to see if I can. Well, it probably works.
Pick your
Whatever, I'll just do it in a normal match.
I'm not judging.
I'm trying to see if I can make her ultimate work by testing, but like that ultimate is just not happening. Okay, again, if her sparks hits 3 times, it causes an explosion, which then causes the spark to propagate outward. She has an ability where she'll send 3 pillars forward. The first one causes a stun, and then the 2 afterwards cause a slow. She has temporary flight. Cast it. Her length of flight is dependent on charge to the right, which is basically like Johnny to some extent, Human Torch. Okay, so 3 pillars. First one stuns, the other 2 cause slow, and then float or flight. Her other ability is a teleport, which causes an illusion to appear. Anyone who is directly next to the illusion gets hit by an explosion, which I don't know how much damage it causes, but it also causes a spark. And then her ultimate, which I will literally have to charge up first for me to prove. But all it does is it removes all of the bonus damage. It removes all bonus health, summons, or deployables that are around the area, and then deals like 225 damage. So let's say you run into a Hulk who is, I don't know, 400 health, but like, 200 of it is bonus health. You can still kill him. So yeah, that's the 3 hits. So let's see, 1 brings the sparks up. You'll see the marker above their head. 2, it fills up, and then 3 pops it. Okay, wow. That's crazy. So 1, 2, you see the 2 above. 3 pops it, and you'll see a little explosion pop outward. Won't you please believe when I say when you know we've been down before. So really her biggest thing is like dealing with characters who are clubbed together. It's very similar to like a character like Moon Knight. She does have a hit scan though, so she can shoot flyers out as well as obviously your aim is. Right, so that ultimate right there is going to blow, boom, and then I still deal all the damage to everyone in the area. But because no one was under 225, it doesn't kill.
Double KO. That's 3. Fury's almost yours.
She does have damage fall off on her attacks, so you can't be just like fucking infinite range shooting like Hela does. That's about it, honestly. I like her. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Hela fan, or a fan of anything hit scan, Punisher, Hela, Moon Knight's not hit scan, but it's a very similar style. any of those things, this will work for you. I don't like her that much. Oh, hitting all three of the sparks also gives her temporary HP regeneration, which is good as a duelist, of course.
Their team's capture progress is past the halfway mark.
If you hit a headshot, it lands 2 sparks at once instead of 1.
Someone's shooting at us.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Can't catch me. Thanks for the boost.
I am such a not fan of this character, bro.
This is what the professor trained me for since I was just a child.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
The Phoenix remembers you well, Ileana.
Really? I was only its host for a hot minute, Jean.
Yet for that short time, you burned brighter than any flames in Limbo.